So it's not fair that you work twice as hard as other people and get half the results. It's not fair that you treat people well and get screwed over. It's not fair that you have good intentions, and it never amounts to anything and nothing ever works out the way you want it to or the way you think it should. None of those things are fair, but they're not unfair either. They're just simply not fair. Life isn't fair, and I don't mean that life is unfair, I just mean it isn't fair. Fairness is something that exists between family and friends, and life is not your friend, basically. It's not your enemy, but it's not your friend either. It's just indifferent to you, and so things that are, or that seem to not be fair, they're not fair. And if things were, fair, your life might be quite a lot worse anyway. I'm trying to remember that lately. I'm trying to remind myself of it, because I have this feeling all the time, like, it's not fair, man. Stuff happens and I think, this isn't fair. Like, this isn't. Sorry, I'm mid video and I have to pick up Luna's shit. Not fair. No, it is fair, to be honest. I got the dog, so I really should pick up her shit. Some people haven't gotten the memo. Luna, do you have to spread your shit all over the place? Can you just do it in one place? Thank you. Really appreciate that. I try to remind myself of this when things happen, because it's so hard not to get bogged down in that feeling like, man, this is so unfair. It's not unfair, at least from life's point of view. It's just indifferent. Life is just indifferent. Luna, stop kicking dust in my face when I pick up your shit. Yeah, and I don't know. It's hard to avoid those feelings of sort of self-pity. I think it comes from childhood, because a lot of us, especially those who grew up, relatively well, not in like a fucking slum or something, there was some concept of fairness in our childhood. You do this and you get that, and if you do the right things, then good things will happen. Come on, Luna. Come on. And you get what you want sometimes when you're a kid, and as an adult it's much harder, I find, to get what you want. It doesn't really work. Just you try to get the things you want, and a small number of people get them, and you're just left scratching your head like, what's going on? Why can't I do this? Why can't I have this? What am I doing wrong? I don't deserve this, and it's all made up. There is no such thing. Of all the concepts we've made up, it's one of the least real ones, concepts like justice and stuff, like, or at least a bit more, they have almost a bit more weight in reality, but fairness is just completely nonsensical from life's point of view. Of course it should exist, in relationships and institutions and at work. You have a right to expect to be treated fairly by your workplace, as I said, by your family and friends and your relationships, but by life there should be no expectation. And I'm not saying that because I'm capable of accepting that. I'm saying that because I want to be, and I'm not, and I'm dealing with it now, and I'm trying to I'm trying to find ways to feel better about failure and disappointment and bad things that happen, because it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept the things that happen, you know. And it's hard sometimes when I'm feeling that way, I feel so bad, and then I feel embarrassed because I feel like I'm that like kid, you know, who didn't get what he wanted, kind of. And of course, when you're a kid, it's something trivial. You know, you wanted to go out somewhere and your parents didn't take you, and you have a tantrum. You wanted something for Christmas, you didn't get it, or whatever. When you're an adult, it's different, you know. It's like I'm trying to do good things. I'm trying to like help my family, or I'm trying, you know, I have good intentions. I don't want like sort of trivial things, really. But sometimes the feeling is the same, you know. It's like a babyish feeling, and it feels humiliating to feel that way. It feels shameful. You know, I caught myself in bed last night and I was like, just sort of scrunched up, just face like, what are you doing? I just thought, I don't like myself right now, you know. I don't like having these thoughts. I don't like seeing myself in this way. It's not I don't want to say it's childish, because that feels sort of insulting, and it's normal, it's human to feel that way, but I guess when you're an adult, that feeling doesn't have any use, doesn't serve a purpose, you know. It doesn't accomplish anything, and ultimately you should just be trying to accomplish the best result for yourself and your loved ones, and feeling that way doesn't do anything. It's probably in the end the outcome of it is just sort of narcissism. It's just a way of thinking about yourself and processing events that go on around you, processing your emotions. Sorry about the camera being all over the place. I'm trying to hold this bag of dog shit at the same time as I do this video. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to change my mind, but it's not just how you think, is it? It's how you feel. It's your emotions, and you've learned those from a young age, and it's hard. I sometimes think perspective. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should watch some documentaries about people who are really suffering. Make me feel better. Doesn't really work. I just feel sad for them, and then I go back to feeling shit about my own circumstances and the things that happen to me. But I do think perspective is probably one of the only things that can change it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, life is not fair. You're correct. But it's not unfair either. Thanks for watching, guys.